Well, guys, the stock markets are, to say the least, unstable is probably a fair word for it. Oil and copper, for example, commodity prices getting hammered. Earnings are a little bit soft. And how do you as an investor then manage your money or I guess, time the market if you can? Like, when's a good time to get in?
I think the right answer is you can't time the market. I think what you can do is manage the asset allocation and manage how you approach the markets.
Shifting money into safer equities?
Yeah, I wouldn't so much say safer,
Utilities.
but I think your asset allocation, you change that to reflect the volatility in the market. I think Dave's got some pieces on there he wanted to talk about in terms of
well, you know,
strategies.
one of the things, I want to talk about strategies. I was just going to say yesterday I had a client come in, he had a bunch of money he was going to invest in. And you know, we are in our portfolio sitting a little higher on cash right now than we normally would be.
Is that timing the market then, or?
Well, I wouldn't say so. You know, I think that there's legitimate signals that we can gain from. For example, you know, when markets are moving up, they're moving up on lighter volume, and when they're moving down on heavier volume. So that tells me there's no real conviction out there.
Yeah.
But in terms of strategies, you know, going into it, you know, there's two basic ones. So number one, you can take a passive strategy, and that would be called buy and hold, right?
Do nothing.
That's right, and you know, it requires that you are comfortable with, you know, your asset mix, and you have conviction in what you actually hold, and it's a legitimate strategy. The other one is, which we take a more active approach, I would say, you know, and it would be a strategy where you, you know, add to it when, you know, we have dips, and we sell off, for example, or sell a portion of it off when we have increases, and that requires some discipline, and you know you have to pay attention to it. So it depends on what you want, right?
And Jeff, it's always hard to sell when you've made profits, because sometimes you think you're going to give up some more profits, for example, right? And it's the same thing when stock prices fall too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's really having a plan ahead of time, a process. Like when we manage the money, part of it is knowing when we're going to take profits or when we're going to sell to build up cash. And we're not sort of guessing or going by gut reaction. There's a certain set of circumstances we're looking for that when it happens, we'll act.
Yeah. Any other further to add to that?
Yeah, you know, and quickly, I think the main thing that I want to drill home is discipline, right? And so that's driven by what we call an investment policy statement that we developed that gives us guidelines around the ranges to keep it within the asset mix.
All right, guys, and if people want to know more about this, where do they go?
Yourlifeyourplan.ca.